Yesterday's NFP news brought some positivity to the economy, but we'll discuss that at the end. Because first, I want to go through the trades I'm watching in the crypto sphere. And after that, we'll discuss the investment area. Let's start by looking at Bitcoin first, because regardless of whether we trade other coins, we must care about what Bitcoin does because we can consider trades based on it for other coins too. And as you know very well, this head and shoulders was broken and it also went below the previous low. Automatically, from certain points of view, if we consider this context, here we are in bearish zone, right? So this would be a bearish argument, but as I've explained before, this doesn't mean we start opening sell trades. As I was saying, according to the daily chart, we can look for only one trade below this low in case a breakout occurs down to the previous low. This is the only area where I would look for sell trades according to the daily chart. Good, let's expand to a smaller interval to see what's happening. And yet here, as I said yesterday, we discover a potential V reversal pattern. Yesterday, it was like this. Yes, a recovery, and we had a sideways movement, but now a bullish flag type movement is forming because there was some volatility during the NFP news. We are still in a V reversal in the current situation. And that's why I was telling you that the interesting part about this V reversal is that if we look at the USDT dominance, which is very important, it's in a resistance zone. And it's logical and makes sense for it to be rejected from this resistance, which is exactly why I'm following this V reversal pattern. Good. How do we treat it? Well, at the moment, seeing this important resistance zone here with this trend line, well, I'll think about executing trades, something like this. Let's see. After the breakout, a buy trade, and it would be preferable to have the 1 to 2 take profit. Right up. Look, I don't like this. I don't like that up to the previous high. I don't have a 1 to 2 take profit. So where should I enter? Somewhere in this area. Yes, I mean, it should. It would be preferable for the price to move more, but still, the breakout would occur here and at the previous high. Yes. So a setup like this: breakout, retest, entry, stop loss, take profit. But in the current situation, we only have 1.65 up to the previous high, and 1 to 2 is here. Good. And this is a setup I'm watching on the H1 side. Now, let's see on M5 if I have anything else, but no, I'm not interested in anything else on the 5 minute interval either. So this is the only trade I'm watching throughout the day today. The trade that I can also execute on other coins, right? Because if we look at Bitcoin dominance and if we see that Bitcoin dominance continues the downward movement on the H1, this would mean that other coins might appreciate more than Bitcoin in percentage terms, and performance might be higher on those coins. And at that point, I go and execute on other coins. And another very important aspect on the M5, because here I was also looking for a trade. Okay, good. I'm waiting for trades in case this breakout happens, but we always have to think, okay, let's not stick to just one direction. What if, however, the price comes and drops below the previous day's low? From that moment on, we start thinking it's entered a bearish zone, right? And from here, we start looking only for sell trades, only short setups, because there's no point in me looking at any other kind of trade or any buy trades. Similarly, if Bitcoin dominance makes a certain type of move at that time, I can go execute on other coins. But you have all this info in the course. And by the way, those who want that course, which is 100% free, it costs you nothing. You just need to create an account on BingX with my affiliate link, generate a volume of $100, and then email me at the address in the description. You have all the information in the description of this video if you want the trading course and to understand this whole strategy that I use. Good. Let's see how we look at things on the investment side. Because here, yes, there's talk about being in a bear market according to the Bitcoin chart, but my opinion is that what happened yesterday with this news and the fact that NFP, meaning unemployment, came in at 4.3, given that there's a fairly high risk of entering a recession, this news cancels that out. We saw a lot of new jobs. Again, a pretty positive thing. something that hasn't been seen in a very long time. And this shows us that, in fact, the American economy is working. And the most interesting part is that the CPI is expected tomorrow, where we see that analysts' expectations are for inflation to drop. And if we have a surprise here coming in below this 2.5, at that point, things are much more positive than we could imagine because unemployment is on a downward trend, with inflation also being on a downward trend. This means that the measures taken recently have been able to rectify all these problems. And besides being able to rectify all these problems, they also lead us to a point where both unemployment and inflation are falling. And we're heading towards that 2% target, which, as we get closer to that target, more and more interest rate cuts start coming in. This would mean cheaper money in the economy, a huge support for the investment sector. Yes, exactly why. The fact that we have this reaction, we have this potential V reversal pattern, but for now, we haven't crossed 72,000. We need to cross 72,000 to start invalidating this whole downward movement. And all these things should be complemented by this positivity from the economic sphere. Plus, as I told you, in my view, the S&P is in a fairly large consolidation, and now we have another consolidation below the resistance zone, buyer pressure on this resistance. It would mean that in the near future, we can expect a new ATH on the S&P, which, as you know, is correlated with the crypto market. And if the S&P performs, then there's a good chance it'll pull the crypto market up too. And another aspect I mentioned, I'm watching gold very, very closely, and I want to see if this bearish flag is broken because this bearish flag is extremely, extremely important to figure out if we're entering a risk off zone. But first and foremost, we need to at least break through this bearish flag, which is a triangle here. After the triangle breakout, to start making new lows, and truly the risk on sentiment will be declared, so to speak, when we go below 4,400. Yes, when we go below this low. So for now, things look acceptable, let's say, for the crypto sphere. There's nothing wow right now, but by the end of the week, the stars might align a bit so we can get some peace back or see some green again, right? Let's see. Especially if this pattern gets broken to the upside. Well, I thank you for staying with me until the end. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. Good luck with everything you planned. And of course, last but not least, smile more often because it doesn't cost you anything.